Have you ever felt like, oh my gosh, there are so many things for me to get done in the business. There is just so much on my plate, and you feel like you don't even know where to begin. In this episode, I'm going to give you some really tangible things that you can start doing as early as today to really focus on the things that are going to raise your income and be able to move through so that you can grow your six-figure coaching business. Welcome to the Impact Driven Entrepreneur, the place to turn your knowledge and skills into $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 packages that create a sustainable business that makes over six figures, all without having to keep up with the latest social media trends or having to sacrifice time with your family. This is for you if you're a professional who wants to help people with your services and you're ready to kill it in your coaching practice. Let's get into today's episode. Hit the subscribe button and the bell so that you get notified of upcoming videos to help you grow your six-figure coaching business. So the first thing that I want to say is that oftentimes when we're looking at what we are overwhelmed about in our business, what I noticed with most of the clients that come to me is that it's because they are often looking at things in terms of projects and they're putting it on a to-do list, and that's creating so much overwhelm because that project would not be able to get done or checked off. Okay, so whatever it is that you have written down as things you have to do, making sure that those things are tasks and not projects. And I'm going to take a second here to define the difference to help you to better understand this concept. A task is something that you can get done in about 15 to 20 minutes. Okay. And a project is something that will require more than two tasks. Okay. Now, we also have miscellaneous tasks that may take less than 15 minutes. And we have some tasks that may only take 2 minutes. Okay. So any tasks that are going to take less than 2 minutes, the best way that I have learned to handle that is by just doing it immediately. And it's been shocking to me. Some of the things that I thought were full on tasks that would take me 20 minutes that really were just 2-minute tasks, and starting to notice like, what are the things that I think are going to be this big deal, but in reality, they're a 2-minute thing. And you can do that simply by tracking. And this actually happened to me this weekend. I had been putting off doing this form that my accountant wanted me to do, and it's like a tax form. And so I'm like, oh my God, well, it's a tax form. I'm definitely going to be there for a minute. So of course it's going to take a long time. I made that assumption in my brain. Come to find out, I download the form and my accountant had already filled it all out. So all I had to do was sign my name and it was done. So there are things that we think are going to be bigger than others. And there are things that we think are going to be much smaller than others. And so really focusing on task versus project can make a huge difference in your feeling of overwhelm and starting to notice the things that, okay, is this a 2-minute task that I can just get done immediately and just be done forever? Or is this something that is a more involved task that's going to take that 15 to 20 minute bucket? And if it's going to take more than that, let me make sure I allocate that as a project and I do, break it down into something that's doable for me and feels very light and easy, right? So if you have a project and you're going to have, multiple items that you need to complete within that, you can just break it down into something much more manageable. Let's give some concrete examples so that you can feel really confident using the task versus project example. So this morning, I was getting ready to do this video. And I usually do my videos first thing Monday morning so that my team has them for the rest of the week to repurpose and do whatever they have to do. So what I did is basically ask myself this question, which I'm going to share with you because this helps in literally every area of my life. It's, what is the easiest way for me to move this project forward? Or how can I create a win for myself here? And so what I did is As soon as I woke up, I outlined the episode, and that was a quick win. Now doing the episode feels extremely easy because the outline is completely done. All I had to do is, take a shower, put some makeup on, get ready for my day, which I was going to do anyway, and then just hit record. And so when you're looking at task versus project, look at, okay, what is the task that I can break this down into something that will take 15 to 20 minutes. And it can actually be done really, really simply and easily. And then if it's a project, asking yourself, what is a quick win that I can do to move this project forward? And oftentimes it's, just breaking it down into 2 steps gives you enough to like move forward and make progress and make the entire thing feel so much easier and simpler. And if you're doing something bigger, like maybe you're doing a launch or you're, working on your sales, right? So, if you're doing sales and you're like, I need to do 20 outreaches today, right? Maybe just start and break it down and say, I'm just going to start with 5, right? And then from there, you can move on and do another chunk of 5, a chunk of 5, maybe a little bit of follow up, right? And so looking at how you can break down the things that feel overwhelming into something much more manageable, and remembering the 2-minute rule, because that's huge, right? And the other piece of that 2-minute rule is if you're in the habit of putting off or delaying 2-minute tasks, you can end up with a bigger task. So an example of this is the dishes, right? If I don't wash my dish immediately after eating, that's a 2-minute task that I have now prolonged. But if I do that over and over and over again, at the end of the day, I will have a 20-minute task instead of a couple 2-minute tasks, right? And that feels a lot more overwhelming because there is just more bulk. So I'm always looking at how can I implement a habit that will allow me to basically have a 2-minute task not pile up to become something that needs to go on the schedule. So that is another really powerful tool for you to use to reduce the overwhelm and to allow you to feel like you're not, crushed by all of the things that you have to do. So again, that's creating a habit that allows you to do 2-minute tasks regularly so that the 2-minute tasks don't pile up. And the next piece is specifically for business. Let's look at what are the things that we are working on a regular basis in your business, right? A lot of times building your business, growing your business, all of this really comes down to habit and what you are doing on a regular basis. We have a free resource that helps you to raise your income ceiling by showing you the 4 categories of tasks that you want to be focused on every single day if you want to increase your income. And in there, we have some sample tasks that you can pick and choose from, and it can become a go-to resource and really overwhelm proof your business, because although you have a million things to do, you're just really going to do these 4 things. And we call it the 4-item to-do list. It's basically 4 things that you're going to do every single day to raise your income. And again, the cheat sheet for that, so that you can reference it, so that you can use it as often and hopefully daily in your business, is at impactdrivenentrepreneur.com/ceiling. And you'll be able to download it. They're absolutely free, and start utilizing it as early as today to focus on those tasks that are going to help you increase your business. And I like to look at, okay, the 4-item to-do list items are my top priority. Everything else is icing on the cake if I get it done. And that's another strategy, right? Instead of thinking that you have to do everything, right? Think about what would be a win for today, and then what would be like a plus extra credit, okay? And thinking a bit about it that way allows me to really prioritize specifically the 4-item to-do list tasks, because those are the income generating. And then after that, all of the extra stuff that would be nice to have, that would be great to move forward, but perhaps isn't necessarily going to be needing to do right now. And what's great about that is at the end of the day or at the end of the week, when you're reflecting on what you've done, how how the week has gone, when it is extremely powerful when you have done several things. First of all, you've done your 4-item to-do list, and so you know that you're moving your business forward and you're actually making money. You're moving the sales process along because you're focused on those income producing activities. But secondly, if you've had 1 or 2 days where you've gotten some of your A+ tasks done, you can feel really confident in that, I have enough time, right? Like, it really starts to shift your perspective on how you feel in terms of time, in terms of, ability to get things done, of effectiveness. And I think that's a really important piece to foster in ourselves, because otherwise, what happens is if we're overwhelmed and we're not getting things done, our internal talk tends to shift to, I can't do this, this is too much, and that kind of stuff. And so really utilizing these tools will allow you to have better internal dialogue, which in turn increases your confidence. And that definitely shows up in the sales process. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to download our free resource, Raise Your Revenue Ceiling. Go to impactdrivenentrepreneur.com/ceiling to get it. It's your go-to resource focusing on the 4 biggest profit producing activities in your business so you can increase your revenue. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you hit the like, subscribe button so that you get notified of upcoming videos. And if you like this or are starting to utilize this, leave me a comment and tell me about it. I want to hear all of the things that you are implementing in your business and how it's going for you. If you know of a friend who has an everlasting to-do list and they have a coaching business, go ahead and send them this video so that they can start to break things down in a way that allows them to feel more effective. Because if we can spread that, we can help people to feel better and to do better in their business. So I hope you have an awesome day, and I'll chat with you in the next one.